discuss about that. Yeah. So first of all, let us discuss about the meaning and importance of this industry. What is industry? The conversion of raw materials into usable products is known as manufacturing industry. Whatever the raw materials we get, converting that one into finished goods, usable products. So that is manufacturing industry, and play important role in the economic progress. So this in these industries. So example, conversion of raw material, you can say cotton. We can convert that into cloth. Yeah, sugarcane into sugar, iron ore into steel. See, that is the conversion of raw material into finished goods. And these industries play important role in the economic progress of a nation. Reduces the reliance on primary product and imported goods. So we don't have to depend on these things. And we can produce the goods here itself. Helps to increase the national and per capita income. National income increases because business increases, tax they will get, and with that people, their income increases, employment opportunities increase, and their income increases, per capita income increases. And earn foreign exchange. Many goods we export to other countries. As a result, foreign exchange increases, and it is beneficial to the economic development of a nation. Create employment opportunities. Many people, they will get employment opportunities. Industrialization, especially very important for the nation or the country which is having more population. And increase GDP and standard of living. Gross domestic production will increase, and standard of living, when the employment opportunity the people get, their income increases. When income increases, the standard of living increases. Their way of life will change. When we have money in our pocket, see how we live. When we have money with us, the lifestyle is different. When we don't have money, our life is different. So employment opportunity play a very important role. To provide employment opportunity, industries play a very important role. And reduce the pressure on agriculture. So for example, 1 acre of land, for that to work in that land, 2 people enough. But in the rural area, 5 people depend on that. So it is excess, the pressure on agriculture. So if these people, extra 3 people, if they get job opportunity or employment opportunity in industries, see the pressure on their agriculture decreases. Yes. So in this way, so it will help to improve the standard of living. So this is about the importance of agriculture. Now, what are the factors affecting the localization of industries? To locate industry, which factors important? Supply of raw material. Without raw material, it is not possible, like food to the industry, that one. And supply of power, that is energy drink. Energy necessary, power necessary. Without that, industries definitely can't run. Transport and communication, nervous system, it's very important. To bring the raw materials, to take the finished goods to the market, and to bring the workers from the residential area to the working area and take them back. So for all this, transport necessary and communication also necessary. Capital. Without money, no one can start the industries. So capital important. Market facility. Everything we have. Raw material we have, capital we have, supply power we have, transport communication we have. Everything ready. We produce the good. If we don't have market, it's of no use. So market is important. Demand important. So we have to get the market. If you produce the goods here, the market is far away. It's very difficult. The cost of production will increase. Okay. Transport charges will increase. If we have market in that place, so very easily we will get the profit. And labor and water supply. Cheap labor important one. Highly populated countries, it is very easy. Labor important one, and water supply also very important. Without that, it's not possible. So as a result of this, most of the industries we can see on the bank of the river. And ideal climate important one. If the climate is against to that industry, then definitely it is not possible. Ideal climate important one. Government policy also very important. If the government is not ready to give permission, then no one can start the industry. So government policy also important. So to establish the localization of industries, transport, land, power, raw material, labor, capital market, all these things important. Okay. Next, total India was divided into 8 industrial zones. Yeah. So like in the physiography, they divided the physiographical division, 4 divisions they made: North Indian mountain, Northern plain, Peninsula plate and coastal region island, like that divided. Same way, industries, depending upon the location of industries, the total India was divided into 8 industrial zones. It's very important one. And which are the industrial zones? The first one, Hooghly Kolkata region and Mumbai Pune region second. Ahmedabad Vadodara region, Madurai Coimbatore Bangalore region, Chota Nagpur Plate region, Delhi Meerut region, Visakhapatnam Guntur region, Kollam Thiruvananthapuram region. See here, Delhi Meerut region, here this area comes. Industry is concentrated in these areas, 8 areas. Ahmedabad Vadodara region here comes. Mumbai Pune belt, see here. Many industries, in the textile industries in here, Ahmedabad, Vadodara and Mumbai, Pune. And Kollam, Thiruvananthapuram in Kerala. Bangalore, Tamil Nadu, see in this belt. And Visakhapatnam, Guntur region. Chota Nagpur region, many industries are here. Actually, rural of India, they say this one. And this is Hooghly region. Yeah, Hooghly Kolkata regions. So like this 8 regions they made. So by looking at the map, easily we can understand that. Okay, so these are industrial regions. Next, let us discuss about major industries of India. Important industries we have to discuss. So in the important industries, I think on the basis of all other industries, it is the base. Which one? Iron and steel industry. Iron and steel industry is a very important basis. And many industries like engineering industry, locomotive industry, machine tools industry, automobile industry, or agricultural equipment industry, everything depends on iron and steel industry. So iron and steel industry is the basic one. Yeah, and it is the most important metal-based industry in India. Yes. And iron and steel industry in India was started in 1874 at Kulti in West Bengal. At West Bengal, they started. Actually, before that, Mehrauli iron pillar, you know that one, very old one. The best example for the art of smelting, which we know many years in ancient time itself in India. For that, best example is iron pillar at Mehrauli. Yeah, still it is not got rust. So nice it is. That is the technology what we had in India. But in the modern iron and steel industry, which started in 1874 at Kulti in West Bengal, the credit for modern iron and steel industry goes to J.N. Tata. And he started Tata Iron and Steel Company in 1907 at Sakchi in Jamshedpur. Yeah. So Tata industry very famous one. Yeah. And the factors of location of iron and steel industry. To locate the iron and steel industry, which factors important one? So they are raw material, definitely necessary. Coking coal is the super coal that is important for the iron and steel industry to smelt the iron ore. Railway transport important, bulk iron ore etc. they have to transport. So railway transport important, heavy no that's. And port facility important. Then near the port. So if you look at this, see you can see most of the industrial areas on the coastal areas, near to coastal area, port facility. Only Delhi is far away. Okay, and plenty of water supply important. For the industries, water very important. Cheap labor, capital and local market. So these are important factors for the location of iron and steel industry. Next, major iron and steel industries of India. In India, some important iron and steel industries are there. So actually, the 14 integrated iron and steel plants are there in India. In that 4 are private and others are public sector. Okay, so which are the private sector industries? Let us see. And actually in the iron and steel industry, if you go inside, it's very nice to see that hot iron smelted iron. It's very nice to see the color red and yellowish color. And the first one, Tata Iron and Steel Company, TISCO at Sakchi. First one I told by the private. So Jamshedpur at Jharkhand is important. And Jindal Vijayanagara Steel Limited, JVSL at Toranagallu in Ballari Steel Plant, JVSL. And Ispat Iron Steel Limited at Dholvi, Ratnagiri district in Maharashtra. And Dubari Steel Plant at Gopalpur in Odisha. So these are the 4 private sector industries. Next, public sector industries, very important one, dear friends. You have to learn, the students, you have to learn this, very important for the examination point of view. Indian Iron Steel Company, ISCO at Burnpur in West Bengal. Vishweshwaraya Iron Steel Industry, actually Bhadravati Iron Steel Industry, afterwards named as Vishweshwaraya Iron Steel Industry, VISL at Bhadravati. Hindustan Steel Limited at Bhilai, Durg district in Chhattisgarh. Hindustan Steel Limited again at Rourkela, Sundargarh district at Odisha. Again Hindustan Steel Limited at Durgapur in West Bengal. 3 Hindustan Steel Limiteds. Bokaro Steel Plant at Bokaro in Jharkhand. Under the aegis of Russia, we started there. The Salem Steel Plant at Salem in Tamil Nadu. At Visakhapatnam Steel Plant, VSP in Andhra Pradesh. Daitari Steel Plant at Daitari near Paradweep in Odisha. Tata Steel Plant at Kalinganagar in Odisha. Aluminium Industry. So aluminium, from bauxite ore we prepare aluminium. So it is non-ferrous metal. While discussing about the mineral and power resources there, we discussed about aluminium, and aluminium is a wonder metal. It's very cheap, non-corrosive and lightweight metal, and also it is used from the household utensils to artificial satellites. So it is a wonder metal. So it's a non-ferrous metal and it is used. What is the importance of aluminium? What is the use of aluminium? Especially it is used in aeroplanes and automobiles, railways, ships, household appliances, electrical cables, and its foils as a packing materials. For paint and industry, paint industry also they use this. See how much useful it is. Because of its usage, it is called as wonder metal. And to locate this aluminium industry, some factors necessary. The location of aluminium industry governed by availability of bauxite, supply of hydroelectric power, wide market and capital. What are the factors which is necessary for the location of industry is necessary. So mainly these things, these factors very important. And where is it? The aluminium industry, in which places it is distributed? The distribution there, this aluminium industry started in 1942 at Jayakayanagar in West Bengal. The first industry started there. Yeah, and other than that, some other places like Alampuram in Kerala, Mettur in Tamil Nadu, Belagavi in Karnataka, Hirakud and Damanjodi in Odisha, Renukut in Uttar Pradesh, Koraba in Chhattisgarh, and Ratnagiri in Maharashtra. These places you can see this aluminium industry. Okay, and India has the 11th place in the world for the production of aluminium production. Yeah, and whatever we produce in India, the aluminium, it is not enough to meet the demand. So we are importing aluminium to meet the local demand. So this is about aluminium industry. Next, let us discuss about this fiber crops. From that, agro-based, mineral-based industry, two we already discussed, iron and steel industry and aluminium industry. And now agro-based industry, in that cotton textile industry and sugarcane industry, sugar industry. So these two we will discuss, and then paper industry also comes there. So this one, first of all, cotton textile industry. The first modern cotton textile industry at Mumbai, which was started in 1854. Yeah, and this cotton textile industry is, it is the biggest and very important, most important branch of textile industry in India. Yeah, and it is the cotton. It is not the new one in India. From ancient time, we know this one. We had handlooms actually. Yeah. So the first modern textile industry, that is in 1854 it started. Yeah, that is cotton mill at Mumbai. Yes, and now India ranks second in the world in the cotton fabric production. So that much developed in India. So first place China, second ours. Yeah, and India is the second largest exporter of cotton textile. See how much a big contribution from cotton textile industry. And to locate this cotton textile industry, some factors necessary, especially it is the supply of raw cotton. Wherever the cotton is growing in that area, it is easy. And power supply, power looms necessary, power supply, and vast market necessary. And skilled labor and humid climate, it is very important one, humid climate. So climatic support, while discussing about the factors responsible for the location of industry, their climate we discussed. The climate, humid climate necessary. Okay, and so where is it? This cotton textile industries, especially it is distributed in Maharashtra, Gujarat, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, and Haryana. And most of the cotton textile industries are concentrated in Mumbai. So Mumbai is known as the Cottonopolis of India, or Manchester of India. Why Mumbai is known as the Manchester of India? Like Manchester, most of the cotton textile, Manchester in England, most of the cotton textile industries are concentrated in Mumbai. So it is called as Manchester of India. Comparison. Okay. So this is mainly about the cotton textile industries. Okay. In Karnataka, last year you studied about. In Karnataka, Davanagere is called as Manchester of Karnataka. Okay. So this is about the cotton textile industry. Next is sugar industry. Sweet people. Who don't want sweet? So sugar industry, let's discuss about it. The main factors for the location of the sugar industry, that is the supply of sugar cane, because sugar industries are concentrated or located very near to sugar cane field. What is the reason? Main reason is sugar cane is weight lossing and perishable raw material. Remember friends, sugar cane is perishable. Long time you can't keep after harvest. And weight lossing, the liquid inside the sugar cane, it will become dry. Weight lossing. So most of the sugar industries are located very near to sugar cane field. Supply of sugar cane very important. Cheap and efficient transport facility. And government encouragement necessary, and market and capital. These are important factors. Yeah, so this is another agro-based industry, and first cotton comes next, this one. And actually the preparing by using the sugar cane, preparing jaggery or gur or kansari, etc., it is not the new one, old one actually. Yeah, in the beginning of 20th century, this sugar cane industry started in India. Yeah, and in the olden days, the jaggery they used to prepare. Sugar industry in the beginning of 20th century, it started here. Yeah, and here distribution, where is it? Mainly Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Gujarat, Punjab, Haryana, and Bihar, and also in Odisha. You can see this. Yeah, Uttar Pradesh is the highest producer of, highest grower of this sugar cane. But here, South Indian sugar cane is having more sugar content. So it's important one. Okay, and here from the sugar cane, in the sugar industry, some byproducts are there. That is molasses and bagasse. Yeah, so uncrystallized syrup extracted from the raw sugar during the refining and used in the preparation of alcohol. So that is molasses. And bagasse, after crushing the stems by removing the sugarcane juice, whatever it remains, that is bagasse, which is used to prepare paper and sometimes as a fuel also. So that is bagasse. Okay, so this is about sugar industry. Next we have to discuss about paper industry. Paper. See, iron and steel industry, there the usage of iron and steel says about the development of the nation. Yes, how much the iron and steel used, that much developed. Same way, paper, how much paper we use, depending upon that we can measure the literacy rate. Whether they are literate, etc., we can understand. Yes, and especially education and literacy level in a country are measured by the consumption of paper in that country. Okay, and the art of paper making that is introduced in India during the 10th century itself. Yeah, actually in the beginning it is a cottage industry. And the first modern paper mill was set up in 1932 at Serampur in West Bengal. And there, paper mill they started, but production not started. But the real start was made in 1870 in Bali near Kolkata. Bali near Kolkata. Okay, the first modern paper mill was set up in 1932. In a textbook it is given as 1832. Okay, and raw materials. Which are the raw materials required to produce paper? Bamboo, cellulosic pulp, grasses like sabai, babar, etc., straw of paddy, wheat, straw of paddy, wheat, and bagasse, just now I told, after extracting the juice from sugarcane, cotton lints, and rags, etc. So these are the raw materials, some chemicals necessary. So they are the raw materials required to prepare paper. And where is it? Especially this, along with these raw materials, actually, we need plenty of water. Yeah, and also a market necessary, cheap labor, so power supply, and some chemicals also necessary. Okay, and it is distributed here in West Bengal, Maharashtra, Gujarat, Uttar Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, and Odisha. In these states, it is distributed. Yeah, and whatever the paper we produce in India, it is not enough to meet the demand. The population is high, so we have to import. We are importing, especially newsprint, whatever say, only in Nepanagar. Only in Nepanagar we have this newsprint, and so whatever they produce there, that is not enough to meet. We are importing that one also. So this is about paper industry. Next we have to discuss about another industry, that is knowledge-based industry. See here, till now we discussed about other mineral-based industry, agro-based industry. So this one we discussed. Now knowledge-based industry. Here raw material is the knowledge, brain, brilliancy. Yeah, and actually industries which are relatively intensive in their inputs of technology and human education. Here our education and our technology and our brilliancy, by using that one, whatever we produce, that is knowledge based industry. Here mainly ITBT comes. Information technology is the key knowledge based industry, and biotechnology also. Yeah, and development of knowledge-based industry nowadays, it is a powerful tool in the socio-economic change. Yes, and India has the potential to become a leading knowledge-based industry with the young population, interesting population, and interested population, and growing information technology. Nowadays, you can observe that. Yeah, and these industries are rapidly developing. Its main components are software and hardware. Software companies. How many software companies are there in India now? Many software technology parks (STP) were established in 1995. Yeah, most of the more than 2,000 software companies are there in Bangalore itself. Bangalore is the most important center for Indian software industry. So it is called as Silicon Valley of India. Bangalore is known as the Silicon Valley of India. And here Mysore, Bangalore, Udupi, Hubballi and are the other centers of software in Karnataka. And with that, in southern states like Karnataka, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu and Telangana, they have more potentiality and more industries developed in these states. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you.